It's February 7th, Saturday, 6:53 p.m. Sunny today, 50s, 60s tomorrow, Super Bowl, Fran, 70 on Monday. Purdue beat Oregon, close game at Purdue, unranked Oregon, and Arizona was killing Oklahoma State. So when Oklahoma State beat by BYU the other day, it was a big win for the Cowboys, but Arizona Arizona stomped the Cowboys. I don't look at the final score, but they were twice as many points with like 5 or 10 minutes left. Arizona's undefeated, number one in the country. Maybe they are that damn good, and they're going to go undefeated through the whole damn season. But they got to play four ranked teams in a row. We were just talking about looking at the schedule. They got to play KU and BYU and Houston and Texas Tech in a row, 4 games in a row against Big 12 teams that are all ranked in the top 25. So if they beat all four of them, they really will be that damn good, huh? They'll show that they really are that good. Olympics is on. That girl hurt her leg and she's rehabbing herself to get back. And I don't know, they say, I don't know how she does it, but she's been doing it she's 40 years old. It'll be interesting to see if she can come back and win a gold medal or any medal or finish, after serious injury. Maybe she's used to it at age 40 and she can do it. I don't know. Well, it's the Olympic ceremony. Some of these countries have one or two people on their team. Many of them have less than 10. Of course, the European teams specialize in Winter Olympics, and they just showed Sweden winning a gold and silver in cross country skiing or something. It was like the winner was like 56 minutes, and there was nobody behind her even close. And then the second place girl came up a minute or two later from Sweden, and then Norway or something, Finland. So those countries dominate those kinds of sports. I was seeing something, Elon Musk, he's worth 800 billion. He got that $1 trillion contract for his robot company. Then they were debating, he's going to spend more time on one company than the other. Tesla, robotics, space space rockets. And he said money doesn't buy happiness. Now, of course, he says a lot of things depending on what kind of mood he's in. We all do. We all say all kinds of things depending on what kind of mood we're in. And our mood is based on our immediate circumstances or circumstances, that, well, money does buy happiness, mister. I say it buys happiness, and I'm happier when I have money. I think rich people who say that just do it to make poor people feel good about themselves. And people who are gullible and buy into that stuff, fine, you can say whatever you want to. Nothing illegal with saying that. I say money does buy happiness. I work for money. I was in the library today, waiting for one of my guys who's working on a computer, and the girl sitting there at the front desk says, learn a language for free. I said, I don't work for free. I charge $1 million a second. She started saying, well, I don't blame you. Yeah. And then, it's just like an online course. The library has a lot of stuff online where you can learn things on the internet. I guess Yale and Harvard University have classes or subjects that you can get it online for free and go through the class, like you're really there in class, stop paying tuition. And then it goes back to the argument. If you learn something, it doesn't matter where you learn it from. And it's all crap and fraud anyway. All full of crap and fraud. Everything is. So went downtown to the happy hour. Nobody showed up. Somebody was saying Purdue boil her up or something. And I said, yeah. And then I said, hey, I have a happy hour up here at Hal at the Moon. If you guys went to Purdue, you can come up here and go to the happy hour. And I was up there wearing my jacket, blue jacket, and Purdue shirt underneath, and of course, some people came in there. I don't know if it was the same people or not. I didn't say anything to them. They said something about he's a Poles or something, or I don't know what they were saying or who they were. If they were the same people, I don't know. I stayed there for a minute, left, went to Barley's, and this girl, she kind of been looking at me the last couple of times, giving me a little secret wave, and I think she said want me. Well, she was dancing with another guy. And this other guy's always there with his wife, but he's dancing with all his other women. And this girl, it seems like I asked her to dance once. She didn't want to dance. She was, nope. Now she's kind of flirting with me. Another girl's kind of flirting with me. This old real estate girl. She kind of gave me one of those little underneath waves across the room. It's like I was wearing my jacket and producer, and I was going to go over and ask her if she wanted to go. When I was leaving, I was going to say, do you want to watch the Super Bowl tomorrow, or do you want to go someplace and have wild sex? Of course, it wasn't the same girl. She wasn't there, or I don't know. I just left. I might go back tonight. I don't know. There's no such thing as too much money. Just too much bullshit, punk ass disrespect. What else was I thinking I was going to say here? Something else besides Elon Musk and too much. Oh yeah, that girl, the mom of the TV reporter who got kidnapped or something, missing. I think that makes a case for doesn't Elon Musk has a chip? He wants to embed in every human being to keep track of them and monitor their health and everything. Well, it would make a case, kidnapping, an old lady get kidnapped or lost, or kids. People get, if you got a chip embedded in your body someplace that doesn't hurt you, and can monitor your health and where you're at if you get lost or kidnapped or something, accident, something happens to you, and they can track you down. It makes a case for having something like that. Of course, it's Big Brother, the government invading your privacy, trying to keep track of everything. And of course, I say I don't have anything to hide. Only guilty have something to hide. I got nothing to hide. Like I was in the library, this big guy, younger guy, sitting there talking to these other woman and a kid. Kid was kind of retarded, I guess, and he was making cracks about me, telling the girl at the snack bar he's an idiot. He just looked like a kind of a big dumb goonbye, and I sat there waiting for my guy. And I think he was following me around, he's talking to these other people. Of course, some other girl walked in there with a young guy, and the young guy goes, "I beat the shit out of him." Out of me? What is he, a flunk out of high school diploma only? I don't think he could beat the shit out of me if he tried. The big guy who kind of looked like a fucking, he could probably sit on top of somebody and squish him. He was probably 300, 350. I don't know. And I guess a mom and her retarded son will sit there and deal with the guy and listen to him, follow him. Who do they follow? Who do they look up to? And they only, I'll play that game. Who do you look up to? Who do you follow? Haven't met anybody yet who meets my criteria. Well, Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl. We've grown. Used to be the Chiefs never made the playoffs, so it was over with. Now they've made the Super Bowl, almost every year for 7 or 8 years. They're not even in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, so it's kind of anticlimactic around here to me. I'll probably have it on the TV if I have nothing better to do. But, I don't really care that much. Stock market, that was up 1,000 points Friday after dropping all week. Well, I was pretty high and kind of sold some positions early when it went up and looked like it might not stay up. Kind of lost money there. On my trades I did there may not materialize. It looked like the stocks are ready to go down. That's why I need to get this day trading rule, or I need to get the $30,000 home equity loan when my house has at least 300,000 of equity in it. They will give me a loan, and I need to get a paycheck where I'm getting paid $1 billion a month, a week for hedge funds, since they won't let me have my own hedge fund license since I was 16. I mean, all this shit, trickle effect, chain reaction. That song. blame it all on the whiskey. Rain makes water, water makes corn, corn makes whiskey, whiskey makes my baby get frisky, or blame it all on the goddamn that fucking maybe didn't baby do that, it's chain reaction there. So that's kind of like my life is. Major events of chain reactions where it's fucked me up and I'm doing shit like this. It's reality. And I'm not ashamed of it. You people are an embarrassment to human intelligent life forms. So hand me the money, punks.